Pakistan's position is unequivocal. The treaty remains legally intact and permits no unilateral suspension or modification. As we move towards the 2026 UN Water Conference, Pakistan believes the process must acknowledge water insecurity as a systemic global risk, place cooperation and respect for international water law at the center of shared water governance, and ensure that commitments translate into real protection for vulnerable downstream communities. For more than 6 decades, the Indus Water Treaty of 1960 has provided a time-tested framework for equitable and predictable management of the waters of the Indus River Basin. India's unilateral decision to hold the treaty in abeyance last year, April, followed by material breaches, including unannounced disruptions of downstream flows and withholding of hydrological information, has created an unprecedented crisis for Pakistan's water security and for regional stability. This is not nature's doing. This is a nation-state deliberately weaponizing water. Pakistan's position is unequivocal. The treaty remains legally intact and permits no unilateral suspension or modification. As we move towards the 2026 UN Water Conference, Pakistan believes the process must acknowledge water insecurity as a systemic global risk, place cooperation and respect for international water law at the center of shared water governance, and ensure that commitments translate into real protection for vulnerable downstream communities. I thank you.
India had entered into the Indus Waters Treaty 65 years ago in good faith, in a spirit of goodwill and friendship. Throughout these 6.5 decades, Pakistan has violated the spirit of the treaty by inflicting 3 wars and thousands of terror attacks on India. In the last 4 decades, tens of thousands of Indian lives have been lost in Pakistan-sponsored terror attacks, the most recent of which was a Pahalgam terror attack in April 2025, which involved religion-based targeted killings of 26 innocent civilians by Pakistan-sponsored terrorists. It is in this backdrop that India has finally announced that the treaty will be held in abeyance until Pakistan, which is a global epicenter of terror, credibly and irrevocably ends its support for cross-border and all other forms of terrorism. Pakistan, of course, has a unique way of respecting the will of its people by jailing a prime minister, by banning the ruling political party, and by letting its armed forces engineer a constitutional coup through the 27th Amendment and giving lifetime immunity to its Chief of Defense Forces. Let me be clear. India will counter Pakistan-sponsored terrorism in all its forms and manifestations with all its might. Madam President, in closing, with abiding faith in multilateralism, India reiterates that we stand ready to contribute towards working for peace, security, and prosperity for all. I thank you, Madam President.